there any formal methodologies for determining appropriate blend of on-prem and off-prem services?
Let's skip that. There we go, sorry. Well, formal methodologies. I have yet to see one simply because this depends so much on what application you're trying to host and what your traffic volume is like. And that, unfortunately, is the case, to my knowledge, with virtually anyone that's doing this with any kind of analytics. I mean, I've seen people make the choice because they like one or the other better, but that's not necessarily something that matters, you know, from a metric standpoint. So if you're trying to do a methodology, I would say that to produce a methodology, that means you need to define metrics by which you can measure success or failure or the business results of it. And without those, it's very hard to define. And you know, basically, I'd say the ones I've seen is half they did it for administrative reasons that had nothing to do with the business or and sort of secondarily cost. But the really high scale ones, they're all concerned about cost, you know, cost per user transaction, that kind of stuff, and they're doing really detailed analysis.
Yeah, that's completely true. I think that's, again, they're already in that or they're moving to it now. It's something where I know IT managers are starting to see everything as services, and they're actually having to go and recreate the way they're looking at their infrastructure and the way they're looking at all of their compute and all of their real IT resources, because of the fact that everything is kind of moving to a service provider approach into a recurring amount. And if you're not doing that, it's just something where you're facing the inefficiencies of it, or maybe you're at a scale where it doesn't matter too much. But really, it's something that as an overall industry is changing, and really they expect it to change a lot more as time goes forward.
Well, I think you're touching on application scale is an interesting question, because you have two ends of the scale where it makes no sense to go to an external cloud provider. You have the server in my closet serving my apartment on one end of it, and on the other end, and that doesn't go to the cloud because it has, you know, 12 terabytes of stuff on it. And the other end of the cloud, or the other end of that spectrum, is really Google. You know, Google's application is so big, they'd never use anybody else because you couldn't be cost efficient unless you owned the hardware, and the buildings and the land. And so there's a wide spread in there, and almost everybody in the middle, something fits.
Exactly, that's definitely true. And I mean, so there's a lot of different projects that are coming in to change that too. There's the Open Compute project, there's a lot of different things that people are trying to build in, and really it's gonna come down to whoever works the best together. Because anything that provides a hindrance, anything that provides the company with something that works slower than what they already have, it's very easy to make the business decision to actually go and move back from that.